I'm Pastor Chris Burish from Good Shepherd Lutheran Church here in Palos Heights. And one of the blessings of being a pastor is that I get to hear of a lot of good things that are going on. Our news is filled with all types of challenging, difficult things, but there are a lot of amazing people and organizations out there doing fantastic work in our own local community. And that's the point behind our program, the Community Bridge, is to bring and highlight out those things that are making a positive impact in our community so that you can be aware of them and they might even be able to help you or to somebody that you care about. Today, I'm blessed to have with me Mona Purdy from Share Your Souls. Mona, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So share with us a little bit about yourself and Share Your Souls as well.
Well, I would be described as a character.
Okay.
I saw a need many years ago and acted on it. Blessed with three children, and now I've got 5 grandchildren. Oh. So I'm a community member, but I like to fight for the silent people that have no voice, and we do that with shoes. So Share Your Souls is SOLES. It's all about your shoes.
Okay. So I heard your story from your website, but why don't you share it with all of us? How did this get started? What was the inspiration behind Share Your Souls?
Well, I raised my kids. We were in Palos Park, and I was going through a terrible divorce. 3 little kids, and I wanted them to learn more about being kind. When things get bad, sometimes if you take that away from yourself, put it on doing things for others, it's a positive. So we couldn't find anything that fit for us. So I had an opportunity to go to Guatemala and help a group down there. So I entered a half marathon race in the jungle. I was the only woman, the only very tall person. They were all like Mayan. And I was the only person with shoes on, gym shoes. There were 6 of us. One of the guys had on a pair of mountain climbing boots. And we're running a half marathon in the jungle. So as we were running, I saw little kids on the side of the road, the path, I should say, that had put hot tar on the soles of their feet because they had no shoes. And it blew my mind. I was like, how can this be possible? Where have I been all my life? So when I got home, on my way home, I sat next to an orthopedic surgeon, and he said that he would not be serving communities like Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, if kids had shoes to wear. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So I told my kids, and my youngest daughter, Hannah, who goes to Palos East, said, I've got 2 pairs of shoes that I'm almost going to outgrow, and when you go back, you can bring the shoes. I'm like, go back? I don't know if I'm going back. So long story short, I ended up going back, and we came up with this name, Share Your Shoes, share your life, Share Your Souls. And we were doing this out of my garage in Palos Park, collecting shoes from churches, civic groups, schools, all in Palos Park community. And then one of the neighbors called and reported me that I'd become a public nuisance. So we made the headlines of the newspaper. I don't know if you recall this.
No, I wasn't in the area at that time.
This is like 26 years ago.
Okay. So it began 26 years ago.
Yes. Well, actually, before then, I just got called out after operating on the driveway. But kids would come after school, ride their bikes, parents were dropping them off. It was, I guess, a traffic jam, but it was great, and kids were learning lessons about sharing what they have excess of with those they're never going to know, meet, or see. It was like it started before it started. And now we have given out over 5 million pairs of shoes in the 26 years we've been in operation.
Wow. So
40 locations.
So for 26 years, and you said 40 different locations?
Yes.
So what are some of those locations?
Central, South America. We started doing disaster relief about 10 years ago when, we did Katrina, we do tsunamis, we did the Evansville flooding. Mm-hmm. We've done, we're on hold for Texas right now, but we're still sending stuff to Asheville.
Okay. So you get connected to both national and international communities. How do you go about figuring out what communities to help or to try to supply?
I get emails like weekly, can we help in southern India? So then if I have friends traveling there, I'll hit them up. They'll meet the recipients on a train, plane, or a bus and do the hookup. And I remember a couple years ago we were doing, I don't know if it was Ukraine. Was it the Ukraine that I needed suitcases?
Yes, yeah.
And because the only way to get to Ukraine with the medical team, because now shoes are considered like medical necessary, I reached out my neighborhood here, and you responded, and you had just had a rummage sale, and you said, come and take what you need. And that was when I first met you a couple years ago.
Yeah, I recall that because you needed the suitcases to help transport things, and this was at the time that the war with Ukraine had just begun, and there was all types of rallying around the community to support them and provide for them. Yeah.
And I had the team of surgeons. They didn't know that they would be lugging these jumbo suitcases from Poland to Ukraine, but it made a huge impact, and I'm grateful to you for that. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, glad to be a part of it. I will say, you bring up something that for me is kind of personal, because I like to run. I'll be on the trails a lot, but I'm a heavy runner, so I pound the pavement, and I only, I track the miles I wear on my shoes, and they say you can get 300 miles, and I get maybe 150 or 170 miles, and then it feels like they're broken down, my joints hurt. But they're still perfectly okay. There's no damage to them. And so you end up with a big stack of old, good, usable shoes there. So this is really an amazing way of recycling that and putting those things to use.
That's getting good shoes is the biggest challenge. People will just deplete a shoe. They'll use it to mow their lawn. Then they take the laces out and they think, I might need those insoles one day. So when they give us a shell, we do not repurpose, repair shoes. We don't have the resources or the time. So in America, we can afford to hand the shoes off before they're beat to death while they still have a little bit of life. Because in the third world, where we focus on, people have no access, no community centers to get provisions or like simple things. So shoes are like giving someone a house. Yeah. And they are the only means of transportation, their health insurance, it's self-respect. Like I went to Peru. This is one of my favorite stories. I had some high school kids prepare a shipment. So the kids come to volunteer from all over, and the bus arrives, and I welcome the kids, and I like them to raise like a couple bucks to donate. Now the schools pay that money, but I like when the kids do something to earn it. So they show up and they make like a $5 donation for a 2-hour volunteer session. So we have piles of shoes. So we search through the shoes, and they're sorted on tables by size, gender, style, and the kids learn about the world, what countries might need a Croc, what shoe might need a warm winter boot. So I had the kids sort some black leather school shoes that are going to Peru. So I get to Peru, this is months later, I open the box, and the kids are all excited. It's an orphanage. The kids are all excited. Everyone's clapping. They're like, woo! It's a big, like an Oscar ceremony. And it's full of little girls' shoes. And they're still clapping, and I'm like, what is going on here? And the teacher said, don't worry, they'll still wear them. Yeah. I'm like, no. So we are really thoughtful of the intention of where our shoes go, that they are what the people in the communities need. And it's not about the shoes. It's like the kids in the schools, they'll come, and some kids have like their little clique, mingling with other kids that they wouldn't otherwise talk to. And teachers working side by side, and some of the parents come, and it's their chance to work and do something purposeful with their child instead of going to the splash pad or miniature golfing or something. This is philanthropic, and it will hopefully change something inside of their heart, that it feels good to do something for somebody else.
Well, I think it's amazing the thoughtfulness that you put into it. Oftentimes, there's stories of when there's a natural disaster of people donating things.
Right.
However, the donations aren't really of things that are going to be useful, and in fact can even cause more effort and energy and be more energy expensive for those communities. Where you hear of warehouses stored of old clothes, and they're like, well, what can we do with this? We need a house, and we need stuff that's actually usable or appropriate for our climate. So the fact that you're putting all that energy in beforehand is really inspiring, and I think is helpful for us as we contemplate, hey, what do we donate? Where do we donate it to? What's the use? What's the message? Because we're really thinking about the person that's going to receive it in many ways more than we're even thinking about ourselves, who certainly feel good for giving of something.
Correct. And this is hilarious. So we're in Sri Lanka, and they have the tsunami. Everything's wiped out on the shore, everything. So we opened some boxes. Some people had donated some feather boas and some spandex pants.
Okay.
And it's some of it's really funny, but the shoes are just, it could be pencils or backpacks, but I guess the message is bring people together, do something good for someone else whenever you can. And now the building that we have in Pullman, it's our headquarters, we're trying to get it up and operational so that it doesn't get shut down, because when we got the building, we thought it was the best thing going for the charity, because we'd gotten donated buildings that were like 200,000 square feet, 100,000 square feet from Centerpoint Properties or NII Hiffman. So now we lost our last warehouse, so we're scrambling. I see a building in Pullman, it's for sale. So I see a palace, but it was a junkyard. They were chopping cars in there. It was just a mess. So we're renovating it with private funds. And so yesterday all day I was sanding cedar siding shingles. And I had 8 friends over cutting them, and we hand paint them and everything to keep costs down. But I want kids to arrive and know they can do something. It's not about the shoes. It's about you can do anything you want. But having all that success in the world, if you don't stop and do something for others along the way, I think people are empty.
Yeah. So there's really a double impact here. There's certainly
triple
the shoes
impact,
and who receives it. There's also the individuals that are part of, providing for this, those that are donating, and then those that are working and volunteering their time and participating in something that's greater than themselves. Yeah, that triple impact. That's really important.
Paraphrase that well, yes.
Oh, well, so there's a lot of different things that I'm really curious about from what you've shared. What are some of the interesting places that you've been to, or that the agency Share Your Souls has donated to?
Haiti is a heartbreaker.
Okay.
I don't see it getting better as we were going there, so we switched that up and started working in Africa. So we've donated shoes to 12 different countries in Africa, but one of them struck a deep chord with me, and that was Uganda. So they have the largest refugee settlement. It's called Nakivale, and refugees are brought there from Sudan, Somalia, Burundi, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and they're given nothing. A little plot of land, like imagine a football field. And they'll say, well, that's your 20 by 20 plot. And it's up to that individual to go get wood, build a shelter. They're given bags of rice to survive on. So I thought education is great for the kids. So this woman who was impactful in my life, big supporter of Share Your Souls, she passed away and she had left me some money. So I thought, I am going to take the money and build a library so refugees aren't forgotten and have that opportunity for education. So we built a little library there. And then I thought, well, I have to build a little guest house for all the volunteers that will be traveling there. And then I realized I could not even get local Ugandan people from Kampala to go out there because it's just harsh. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. So when I hear someone here in America complain the cleaning lady didn't show up or like a hardship here, it really grounds me to think, what is hardship?
Yeah, you hear a lot about the first world problems.
And we have rich people's problems. So then I'll share with these, not to make kids that come in to volunteer feel bad, but I'm like, you are the blessed people. You have that power to help somebody else. The poor cannot help the poor, but you can. And then the kids get like all excited, and when they come into my space and meet me, they don't know why they're there, or they're a little confused. That, they heard shoes, shoe lady, blah, blah, blah. When they leave, they're bouncing, they're hugging, they're joyful, they're happy because they have done something that will have an impact on someone who might be in this refugee settlement. So
yeah, it always feels wonderful to be part of something that's greater than yourselves, and also something that validates the humanity of others, especially that so often get marginalized or set aside.
Or forgotten.
Yeah.
And the last several years, we've been doing these trips with DB Peru, my friend Diana Bowie, to the Amazon jungle. And this is the suitcases. The only way to get into the deep Amazon jungle is a plane, and then boats, and then smaller boats, and then pretty soon you're in little flat canoes. And they'll pile these suitcases on these little canoes, and away we go down the Amazon jungle to villages who some of these kids have never seen a light-skinned person, but they need the shoes.
Yeah.
And the interaction with them, it's unbelievable. It's almost like they have a renewed faith in God.
Well, it's wonderful to hear you share this and to see how passionate you are around this. That's just, I think, heartwarming and inspiring, and also, I think, attractive. So what are some of the ways in which people have gotten involved and continue to be involved in Share Your Souls? You've mentioned your new facility. You've mentioned some volunteering. What does getting involved right now look like?
Oh, we got to correct you. It's not a new facility. It's 1876.
Oh, well, right. Old facility,
right.
but a new headquarters or so.
So yeah. When people call and email me, we want to come and sort shoes. And then I'll respond, are you a healthy, able-bodied person? They're like, well, sure. Well, we need lawn work done. Like, I have my 9-year-old grandson coming over to mow the lawn.
No.
He never mowed before. So it's not just about the shoes. It's doing what the organization needs to keep its doors open and us moving forward. So one of my partners is Night Flight. They're based in San Diego. They're all ex-military. And they're really involved. So they just came out to visit the facility, and they named this is my big surprise for you. They named 2 locations that we're going to work on shipments. One is Djibouti, Africa.
Okay.
And the other one is Honduras,
wow.
Central America. So those we already have inventory prepared for. And people think if you're a church or a nonprofit, everything is free. They have no idea that we scratch and claw to get people to send money, because they'll come and they'll drop off their college-age students' shoes from when he was a baby, and then they go, oh, we just wrote a $500 check to another organization. We didn't know you needed money because you're a shoe charity. And then I will say, well, the shoes don't fly, and they go, it's not free. At one time, we had FedEx Worldwide and American Airlines. They used to fly my shoes wherever I wanted to go. And times have changed over the 26 years. Money or organizations aren't as fluid to give money and in-kind things. So financial help is needed.
So it sounds like there's some particular needs at the moment with both able-bodied individuals that can help in regards to maintenance
right.
and upkeep, as well as financial support to provide for the transportation of these shoes. Also, are there places to donate shoes at? Are there local places, or how do people go about
on our
doing
website,
that?
we have tons of them, and we try to be generous and kind to our drop sites, so we limit the amount of shoes to be dropped off. But to keep our doors open, since COVID, we were closed for 2 years, and no kids came. And now with the school budget cuts, with field trips, So when the kids don't come, this is why I do this charity. Like most adults know about helping the neighbors, helping someone in need, but the kids are kind of like my baby.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's phenomenal to target younger kids getting involved in building up that sense of charity and
Right.
caring and for others and responsibility that comes with having a lot to help and assist those that are in need. So
They definitely grow up to be healthier, kinder people.
yeah. So what do you envision as the future of Share Your Souls? What's on the horizon? You mentioned the 2 projects. You mentioned the facility. What are your biggest areas of excitement right now?
Well, this building that we have, we built some amazing gardens, and we hope that it'll be a show place for people to come and know that some good things are happening inside of it. It's not just a place of beauty or interest, because it was a horse stable, horse and buggy livery stable in Pullman. Then it was a firehouse, barber shop, and a telegraph office, all in one building.
Wow.
And you come in there and you see more shoes than you've ever seen in your life. And that makes me sad, because the shoes should not be inside. The shoes inside my building are shoes inside the building. They're better off on the feet of those that need them. So we try to keep moving the shoes, get them out of there as fast as we get them in. And they decompose. Shoes that are old, they will not serve anyone. You open up the boxes after being in a container for 2 months, and you open the boxes and they're dust. And people still in Africa, they will carry their shoes. After they're given a nice pair of shoes, they will walk 3 miles to go to church and then put the shoes on.
Oh,
Even though I
wow.
told them more will be coming,
Yeah.
more will be coming. Yeah, it's just the mentality that they've never had, so they cherish what they're given. It's such a great, beautiful mindset when people ask why people here care about them. Like, how do they know we're here? And I tell them that you're here and that you need something. And soccer cleats are huge for kids.
Oh, okay.
But we like when they're kind of nice and tidy.
yeah.
Because to get like donated muddy,
Yeah.
it's
Not as nice. I could just
Yeah.
imagine, the impact that has from a standpoint of not just health, because you mentioned with
It's
the
health.
health in regards to wearing shoes staves off infection, staves off other types of issues that cause your orthopedic surgeon friend to have to
Right.
go down there and do something that's more massive. But also just the value that you mentioned around hey, somebody cares enough to send me
someone
something.
cares enough. And something else, they don't have carpools and buses and bicycles and the conveniences we have here. People walk everywhere because that is their only chance to be anywhere.
Yeah. Well, this is phenomenal. And Mona, if there was to give you the last word, what is something that you would want to share with everybody that you think is important for them to know, based off of either where Share Your Souls is now or what you've experienced over the last 26 years of being part of this great ministry?
Well, I'm in a crossroads of my life now. I just had my 5th grandchild.
Congratulations.
I know my kids would like me to retire and spend more grandma time with my kids, but I think their generation needs an organization like mine so they develop good, healthy skills to be a good human being. And so I can't close. I can't close.
It sounds like you really view this as your mission.
It's my mission. It's like I didn't choose this. I think God spun the globe and put his hand on my head and said, "This woman is that woman."
Yeah.
Because I totally didn't think at my age now I would be still collecting other people's shoes to go to people I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still, passion is still there.
Good. And if you could share, what's one thing that you've discovered, that you've found, that you feel is important and significant, and you would want to share that for the sake of inspiring other people to get involved, whether it's with Share Your Souls or another type of agency or endeavor that provides for those who are most vulnerable or oftentimes discarded?
This isn't really not about the shoes. This is more about people fulfilling their own heart. This has made me a better person. When I started this, the intention was for my children to become better people. And I was the one that walked away with the trophy, I think, because from me carrying it on, I think of all of the shoes that we have given to other people, but all of the people that have benefited from being around me or at the building or one of our facilities participating, they've walked away as better people. So just do something for somebody, like always.
Beautiful. If somebody wanted to follow up with you, is there a website or a phone number that they could reach you at?
ShareYourSouls.org is our website, and info@shareyoursouls.org to email me.
Okay.
And if anyone is thinking, like I just set up my retirement trust, and there's always a little slot there for a charitable donation ongoing, and we could sure use some financial help, because right now it's all from some close friends and family and myself.
So that's another way for people to be involved right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And small amounts add up to big change.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here, for sharing about Share Your Souls, but also about the value in life that you've discovered and the joy that you've found in committing yourself to something larger than just yourself. I think that's an inspiring message as well. So just thank you so much for joining me today, Mona.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of Community Bridge. Until next time, God bless.